Hey everybody, it is Victory Tuesday!
Let's get this show going, man!
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans, by fans, with your hosts, Jesse Martin,
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman,
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley,
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
John Taman,
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
and now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Hey, that's me, I'm John Taman, I am the world's worst podcast host, and today I couldn't give a shit because we beat the living shit out of the goddamn Cincinnati Bengals last night! Ugh. Jesse, you don't look very happy about things.
No, you're as loud as hell.
I am loud as hell? Well, every damn time I turn around, I'm too low or I'm too loud.
No, exciting freaking victory. And, great game.
Sounds like it was fantastic. I tell you what,
Fantastic.
Tell you, Scott, I was just overwhelmed with emotion.
And down there in the bottom right, our sleep-deprived friend, Scott. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Yeah, excited, and I'm great. I'm glad to chop it up with you three. Feels
Again.
like I've never been away from you.
Well, I know. I'll tell you what. It's getting to the point where I am going to start expecting dinner. On time.
well, yeah, there is that.
There is that. All right, and down below us we have Stat Max. Max, how are you doing tonight? I got to ask you, Max. You've got to give me a better sound clip because the plate of shit, bowl of shit. I don't like that at all. You got to.
It's almost like you picked it.
Well, I did pick it because that was where I went through our market research and they said, look, this kid isn't saying anything worth a damn. Go ahead and use that.
I kind of like it, actually, to be
Talking
honest
about
with you.
picks, I guess.
All right, I just don't want
Scott,
anybody
I
to
got a
think.
question for you though. What time did
Go ahead, mate.
the wife let you in the house?
Yeah, I was okay. I went to bed. It was fine. But yeah, the whole street knows who Terry McLaurin is. Yeah, that's for sure.
Then, the follow-up, how did
Oh,
she feel
no!
about the Jaguars game?
Not too good this morning. Yeah, not too good. Yeah.
Max, you sound like you're in a tin can.
I said,
I don't know, your microphone sounded great last week. You might be actually talking through the computer microphone. Sometimes
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, you'll have to change your settings there. And Scott G, if you want to fuck around and bitch about our settings, that's what makes this show unique. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck you.
That's right. Fuck you.
Scotty.
God damn, Scott gonna come out here and bitch about our technical pro. Look, man, I'm a graphic designer. That guy over there is a municipal employee. That guy down here is a federal employee, and that guy over there, he's British for fuck's sake. What's he gonna do?
Hey, do I sound better, by the way?
Yeah, you sound much better. Thank you
All
very
right.
much. See there, Max is on time there, Scott G. So don't be messing with us. All right,
Fuck them Yankees.
so yeah, and fuck those Yankees. By the way, it is Victory Tuesday, so of course we have to have a visit from Mr. Happy. Right,
Mr.
so,
Happy.
Let's see. Is it gonna play today? This thing doesn't seem to work today. There we go.
It's Mr. Happy.
Mr. Happy says, "Fuck the Bengals." Hey, Joe Burrow, your head looks fucking stupid. I'm glad you had a good game, but you lost. Fuck you, Bengals, and fuck you, the Bengals. Go away, Bengals. I didn't make up any lyrics to the song, as you can tell, but hey, enjoy Mr. Happy for a minute. Give him a lick, Mr. Happy. There you go.
I don't know if I want to enjoy Mr. Happy.
That was enough of that. I'm kind of enjoying Mr. Happy right. Hey, Mr. Happy.
If you guys want to know what my childhood was like, I'd walk in the living room with that sound. It is that.
Yes. Now, whenever I drive by a fucking car dealership, Max is terrorized. So, of course, everybody on this show is happy as hell because A, we're off work, and B, we have a fucking awesome victory that nobody expected. So, initial thoughts. Jesse, go ahead and start us off.
I think it was a great game. The offense was fucking humming from start to finish. I mean, Jayden looked like a 10-year vet, calm, cool, collected. I think his nuts dropped in that game. He became a freaking star on national TV. I think Old Cliff Kingsbury called a fucking excellent game. I mean,
hell yeah.
Like it's like you could do no wrong. Terry McLaurin, I called it.
You
100 yards and a touchdown, and sure as shit, fucking 100 yards exactly.
And a touchdown.
What absolute dimes, both of those long balls, that 55-yarder and that 37-yarder. I mean, they couldn't have been better. Those
He
balls
overthrew
couldn't
him
have
one
been
other
better.
time. He had him open another time.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Twice.
That's
It's
all
two
right.
incompletions.
And I think the unsung hero, or I should say heroes in this, the whole entire game is the offensive line. Kudos to that offensive line for keeping Daniels relatively clean. I mean, that pocket and that 55-yarder, we haven't seen that clean of a pocket in probably 6 years. It was great.
There were times I saw that he took it down and ran after looking at his reads and then looking maybe again. He had time, and then he just decided the hell with it. They're too well covered. I'm going to go. And it wasn't like sometimes you'd see somebody with happy feet that just bails out too early. Scott, what are your initial impressions of the football game from over there in Barrow-in-Furness, UK?
Yeah, it was fantastic, mate. I really enjoyed the game. As Jesse said, the offense was unbelievable. I mean, you said it the other day on the pre-game show. How are we going to keep up with the Bengals and how they're going to score? We knew it was going to be a high-scoring game. I initially said we'll probably get beat by 7 to 10 points, but we may keep it close and it might be like a 31-28 loss. But my God, with Jayden, it just never looked like he was ever going to put a foot wrong last night. I mean, you cannot statistically play any better than what he did yesterday. And it's just, oh, fair play. I like that,
Andy Burrows. Last time I saw a pocket that empty was when Scouse was trying to buy a round. That is a great one. Our friend Andy Burrows.
In all honesty, he was sensational. That's all you can say.
Yes, he was.
I mean, look, the plaudits that are coming from the national media, all that sort of stuff. Do you know what for me was last night? This was not just a coming of age game for Jayden Daniels or this new regime or the ownership or anything like that. This is what the Commanders was billed to be. I can't remember an opportunity or a game or anything like this. This was our game last night where we came out and said, hey, this is the team we are. And I think we've been waiting for that since this rebrand. I mean, you tell me another game that's been close to this. Nothing.
Well, okay. When we beat the Steelers and they were undefeated. When Heineke went into Philadelphia.
We didn't have control
we were a
1,000% of that
football
game.
team then.
No, I understand. We were the football team then.
We were.
Mr. Technical there. All right. Okay, well, there's your first impressions. Max, what are your first impressions of the football game last night?
I mean, I was running laps when Terry caught that ball. It was,
Me too.
when four reporters all tweet "holy shit" about a play, and then you see the play. What else can you expect? It was just quarterback. It was quarterback wizardry.
He got tattooed on that play.
He did.
They could have called a helmet to. The dude hit him square in the head with his forehead. He gave him the headbutt. But dude, he stood right in there and delivered that. He threw it before he. Did you see? I think it was
Terry was 17 when the ball got thrown.
Chase Daniel, right? Now he's doing his Dan Orlovsky thing, which really sounds like, God damn it, you're in the. That's really not a good place to be. But he looked at it. He was showing that the point where Jayden threw the ball, Terry hadn't even begun his first of the double move yet. I mean, Jesus, that's trust.
Jay Gruden did it as well. If you saw it on the long one, Jay Gruden actually had a tweet up. I think everybody's doing it today.
Everybody's done it. Yeah, that's what I've been doing today. Is I'm watching all the national media's gushing about Jayden Daniels because we haven't had.
Why
that
wouldn't
forever.
you? I mean, aside from that, why wouldn't you? The dude was practically perfect.
Right before the show, right before the season started, I said, there's a lot of pieces of this season that reminds me of 2012. And in 2012, Robert Griffin emerged on the scene in Week 1 in New Orleans, and in 2024, Jayden Daniels emerged on the scene in Cincinnati.
Who the hell's typing?
Me.
Okay, I tell you what, I was listening to the show the other day, and not only was, and I'll give Scott G his nod, my freaking microphone was way low, but It sounded like an old-time TV show in the newsroom.
Might have been mine. I mean, my keyboard has the click clack, so you might have been.
It was some thumping.
I've never heard Scotty typing.
Really?
No, I like to interact with the chat, so it was me typing. So apologies for that.
So no apologies. We're interacting with the chat. If you too want to disrupt the show with Scotty's typing, come on over to YouTube and watch us live on the show. So that's what you got to do. If you're watching us right now on Twitter, come on over here and see if you can fuck us up by having Scott type something to make me lose track of what's going on. Anyway, so for Scott, there we go. We'll get started with that. My first impressions on the game were, I think, yesterday when we were doing our rev up for the game, I jokingly said, watch us turn around and win something like 37-20 or something like that. And I quickly got a hold of myself. And what do you know? The thing that struck me the most is our fan base, all right? And I can't blame anybody. I'm not going to say this is a bad thing, but everybody's just waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? It's 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. And my God, Scott is on our chat. What are we doing? Oh, what are we doing? And it's like, what, dude, it's not like we didn't know. I mean, they see Sanistril out there one-on-one with one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Yeah, they're going to throw it. We knew these were things were going to happen.
You know what it is, though, John? It's PTSD of years of not knowing and not having a quarterback and knowing what the problems are. I mean, look, we're four dudes on couches or around a computer at the minute, and we can diagnose the issues that we've got. Now, I know Rome wasn't built in a day, and I know the team can't be fixed overnight, but the way we'll get onto the defense. I don't want to do Debbie Downer, but we'll get onto that.
We'll get onto that. To be honest, though, when Scott said, "What are we doing?" Jesse came on the chat and said, "I don't know. I was watching a rerun of MASH. What are we doing?" He gave up.
Jesse gave up at the opening kickoff. Look, the other team gained a yard on the kickoff. Jesse's out.
I'm out. All right. So you were saying something, Max?
We'll get to it later. It's about the defense, and if we're not talking the defense now, I'm not going to jump the gun. All right.
All right. Well, then we're done with first impressions. We might as well start with the defense because, I mean, other than the offense, that is the only other topic to discuss, except for the special teams, which, of course, we will bring that up as well.
Yeah, but we should do that for half the time because that's how much we've been using it.
Well, it seems to me that we all want to discuss the defense because the offense was stellar, and there's no other word that you can say about it. The only negative in the offense at all was the fact that Eckler had blood coming out of his ear when he left the field. So he's going to be out probably. Yeah. He's going to play.
I think it was a helmet. It was a helmet to helmet.
And that's going to hurt us big time.
Yeah, he was. I mean, dude, he was instantly part of the game plan. He got the first couple of carries and immediately made a huge play. Yeah. So yeah, we are going to miss that. We're going to need McNichols to step up. Who else are we going to bring up there? I would think. Who were the other guys that we liked in training camp that we were talking about? That now I can't remember their name. Who was that rookie kid? The hell with it. We'll see.
Chris Rodriguez is on the practice squad, isn't he? So
Speedy.
Nah, he ain't Speedy. All right, so defensively, go ahead. Who you want to talk about, Max?
So specifically on those two Jamar Chase touchdowns, those were the only two times I saw we ran a cover one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the safety for whatever side would cheat down into the box, and that's what the cue was for Joe Burrow to throw it out there. Because cover one, you're not getting safety help. You're on an island. Whoever the safety is, we're not good enough to not disguise that to like we're going to play it too high.
Right. I think we put that on Joe Witt though.
Yes, I'm just saying that if that's what we're going to do, we have to disguise it better so that way we can at least have the illusion that we're not going to have a receiver theoretically wide open.
Right. Well, the fact of the matter, Sanistril, look, man, third game against Jamar Chase, I'm not expecting him to do much, and that's an expected play. He's going to get beat. But God damn it, fucking St. Just was on him again. He was right there again. And all I could think of was Coach Simple. I didn't cut this piece out, but Coach Simple yelling, look up. But no, touchdown again.
I just want to touch on this. I want to come back to this later, Timothy. But yeah, I saw that today too.
Hell no.
I don't think the defense played as. I think they played better than they have the past couple games. Obviously, nowhere near good enough. We've got to remember we were going up against a high-powered offense, and we did enough. The defense did enough to keep, they held them to 2 field goals. One was missed and one was made, and it was those 2 plays right there that really won us the game. To be honest with you, because we had to make a stop because they weren't stopping us. We drove down and scored every single time. What Max was saying about the 2 Jamar Chase touchdowns is those 2 big plays. He's absolutely right, and I put that right on Joe Witt because I think we had the top pretty covered as far as explosive plays goes, and when we're playing teams like this, when you have a T Higgins, when you have a Jamar Chase out there, that what you don't want to happen is for them to go over the top on you, and when you do that, you got to pick your poison because our front isn't playing well enough to cover the run. Our our defensive backs aren't, our cornerbacks aren't playing good enough can't be good enough to cover guys like Jamar Chase and T Higgins 1-on-1. So you kind of have to pick your poison in that situation. And unfortunately, that was one perfect fucking pass from Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase on that sideline. Man, that was beautiful. And Chase, I mean, his hands came up at the last possible second to come up, and we all wished Benjamin St. Juste would know the ball was coming and turn his fucking head and put his hands up, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But Sanders still played on the outside a little bit, got beat.
Yeah,
but he played well the rest of the game, I thought.
They played well enough. Go ahead, Scott.
Did you see that PG County Police Department have put out a missing persons report for Daron Payne and John Allen?
Yeah.
Daron Payne, I thought, made himself
No,
known.
come on, John. No.
But he missed tackles.
Three games.
He
Three
missed tackles.
games. They've had a combined total of 5 tackles.
I agree.
Dog
Now, look,
shit.
Here, look.
Dog shit. Straight up trash. Sorry, paying over $20 million for both of these players. Fuck off out of my side. Useless.
Fuck off out your side. All right, well, that means
I'm honestly.
I'm telling you what, I got to get a sentence out here.
There's something going on with John Allen.
Fucking you and your
I don't know what it is.
colostomy bag. Jesus, fucking shit out your side over there.
Look, I agree with
John,
Scotty.
the fact of the matter is, what I was trying to say is, Daron Payne, you saw him a couple of times. He missed tackles. That was the thing that was driving me crazy.
Missing tackles.
People are getting away from them in the backfield. They got fucking massive meaty paws on these guys, and before you know it, they're gone.
And John Allen's giving up on plays.
John Allen's looking tired. He's looking like he's about ready to start.
This was in the fucking first quarter. I don't want to hear no excuses about that. He was fucking. I don't know. Remember if it was Burrow? Somebody just he was just walking. He just gave up. Didn't even run to him.
Burrow was running out to the right to throw the ball, and which is something that's been happening a lot to our defense. Is we're getting pressure, but it's bailing out to the right all the time, which gives him all day. He'll either Baker Mayfield did it to us, Burrow did it to us last night. Thankfully,
something's going on with John Allen. What do you think? Genuinely, is something going on there?
I think he's getting tired of getting double teamed, and it's making him tired. And I think, like I said last night, that 6th round pick that we traded away for John Ridgeway right now looks like a fucking can of goddamn expired cottage cheese in my refrigerator. I'd much rather have John Ridgeway and a freaking much more healthy rotation.
A healthy rotation works. Mathis and who was the second rounder? Johnny Newton.
Newton,
yeah.
Newton was the only one that I noticed getting any sort of pressure up the middle.
They were chasing him off his spot.
It's just been disappointing because every time yesterday when we looked at that the defense, it was either Joe Burrow throwing over the corners, which we knew was going to happen. And sometimes you can probably cope with that and say, well, okay, we know we're going to struggle there. But when they're completely running up the middle constantly, that's what worried me. Bobby Wagner looked old last night as well, I thought, at times.
I don't agree.
I mean, they got around the ends a couple of times.
Today.
They did get a couple of good
runs. I mean, Luvu was flying around, but I think after the Terry bomb, the 50-odd yard one, they all seemed to click in, and it all seemed to get rolling again, and everyone's confidence seemed to go up. And it was like, well, okay, we know the offense has got this. Now it's on the defense to do something. And it was bend, don't break, which is fine by me if it doesn't break. But it just didn't. If we had a defense, oh my God, this team would be amazing.
That's one of the better quarterback wide receiver combos in the league.
I get that.
We do
I
have
get
to
that
remember that.
completely.
And this is a team that was Kansas City couldn't do that against them yesterday.
But look, everybody, John, has a good wide receiver and a quarterback. Next week, Kyler Murray's got one.
Wasn't I saying that all off season? It doesn't matter. Jesse was calling me names because I was questioning, Scrawny Boy. But this is the thing we know, and we've known this from the outset. You can't fix it all in one off season. This is a weakness. One thing I did like about the defense yesterday was the fact that they seemed to be much more aggressive, crashing down much quicker. I mean, granted, they went over the top on us a couple of times, but I said it in the rev up yesterday. Live by the sword, die by the sword. You can't cover on the outside, so go fucking kill somebody. Go get the quarterback. Move them around. If you see the run, go fucking crash down and get it. And, I mean, they did get their plays. They ran off a bunch of points, but the bottom line was they had to play catch up with us. Max, you've been holding your tongue.
I just saw something in the chat that boggled my brain, but
Okay.
So the play for me that made for Wagner specifically that really worried me was in the fourth quarter. What's his name? Chase Brown. Yeah, he had a run out to the right where Wagner was in the hole, and then he stopped, and the running back ran right past him and didn't make any type of move for it, just ran past him. And that's been kind of my worry for the whole, like his entire.
What is he talking about?
Who knows? But it's just, I worry that he doesn't have it anymore in terms of his feet. He can't move his feet as well as he used to be able to. Is he leading the team in tackles? Sure. But when we need the tackle, is he going to be the one to make it? Couldn't tell you. Also, is he going to make the tackle more than 5 yards within the line of scrimmage?
Well, he has been. I think he's
our top
got the
tackler,
lead
isn't he?
for the most tackles behind the line of scrimmage. I saw one play that it looked like he maybe got kind of juked or questioned about where he was going to run at. But I listen, when Bobby coming in the past couple of years, he is known that he's not going to cover. Okay, he is in to stop the run and the quarterback of the defense.
Right.
So
he's a punisher.
I think our expectations of what we can't. This isn't the Legion of Boom type of that Bobby Wagner that we're getting, and that's not necessarily needed. I mean, that's why you bring in the likes of Luvu, and that's why you have Chin, and Quan Martin. So I think we're making a little bit too much out of the Bobby Wagner thing.
Maybe.
I think we're making too much out of the whole defense. We know that this is going to have issues. We knew that was coming in. We didn't have any edge rushers. We knew that we didn't have much depth, and we also knew that we can't fix it all in an offseason. So, okay, the Bengals did that. We were able to hold the Giants to 3 touchdowns last week. So I think if we're able to score like this, I mean, well, Jesse, you said it last night. How many drives have we gotten in a row?
14. 17.
17, 14? Let's split the difference and say 15 and a half drives that we've scored on. All right?
It's 14 scoring drives, 17 with the kneel downs, I think, Max, as far
All
as
right,
I'm
so
aware.
kneel downs. Okay, that's the only thing we're not scoring on is fucking victory formation. So,
and if you think about it, the Bengals defense isn't as bad as it looked last night. I mean, they held they played a really good game against the Chiefs the week before.
yeah, and their Chiefs defense is damn freaking aggressive. Look, you called it out earlier, man. The offensive line played an excellent game last night. I saw one of the videos. I can't remember who it was, and I apologize to you out there, but they were watching a play in which Cosme, he's got nobody. Did you see that? He's got nobody, right? He ends up out in space, but he doesn't know where the ball quite is yet, so he doesn't want to get downfield, so he just rolls a somersault and just stays in place. And he's like, okay, he just takes the momentum that he's got and just goes down and rolls over. Doesn't get himself an illegal man downfield call. That's smart. And you noticed yesterday, penalties, how many do we have? 2? 1?
Yeah. Two.
Two, and I think they were all false starts. One was
Both
on
false
De'Ami
starts.
Brown, and I think the other one was.
that was later in the
They
game.
were both in the fourth quarter on the same drive.
Yeah.
That was frustrating right there because they had played
Yeah, man.
such a clean game up until then, and then you're like, oh fuck.
Well, I told you there's things that they have to work on that cannot be worked on unless they play together. And discipline is one of them. And they cleaned that up within a week. All right, all those false starts we had inside the 10 last week.
You know, we have friends in that game. You know, LJ and Tim Meek. That place was loud.
Deuce
and
went
ruckus,
too.
especially in the fourth quarter when they started kind of mounting. You know, coming back after Jamar Chase got that second touchdown, and you know maybe they just got a little bit uptight and fucking Dimey Brown fucking get on the field for the first time in the fucking month. And
You should see him get absolutely smoked.
Obliterated.
Wow, Max, you were like you were on the chat last night, like wow. That's like yet the same.
One of his teeth
Well, yeah.
just flew past my window.
That's right. Diana got up and said, "I'm all right."
You know, but then the next play, he caught.
Brian's 100% right. It was a scary series right there. It really did. I was like, oh shit, we're going to fucking shit this game away. And I mean, then you got a guy, Jayden Daniels, the balls of fucking steel.
Oh man,
Diami got lit up. The next play caught the exact same, like it was the same screen pass, and then he got the first down. He got a 15-yard gain. You wouldn't have seen that last year. They didn't buy in to this at all.
Yeah, once we got behind the chains, if any penalties, it was over. The drive was over with. You know, and it's different now because you got a guy. I was listening to who was the damn show this morning? One of maybe it was Rich Eisen saying you have a guy now that their opposing defenses are going to pull their hair out because you don't know if you need a scheme for a pass or a run on any individual play. Because even though if it's a pass, if things are covered, he can pull it out and just go.
Sometimes I'm getting a little nervous with that. You know, borrowed time is borrowed time, and the quarterback is not they're not indestructible. We've seen that all over too many times. I am getting a little nervous.
They're not indestructible in the pocket either.
I get that, and you know
true.
it can happen, but I sometimes don't want to tempt fate, and I get it. That's part of his game, and so far, I think he's been smart, with the one exception of the play in the Giants game where he paid for it with a shot to the ribs. But
I think
he had he's got to play his game.
Yeah,
I'm just old and nervous. That's all.
He had a play.
Go on, Max. You go, mate.
He had a play yesterday. It was the second half. It was 3rd or 4th and 1 where it was a read option to Robinson, and Daniels took it and cut right back up behind the tackle, and he got the first down. But that was the one play that really made me worried. It's just because he's getting in there with all that muck, and the entire line's pushing one way, and he's running the other. It's very easy to get kicked or anything.
The guy who he sold a hot dog to, I think, is still at the hot dog stand. He broke his ankles in half.
Oh, yeah.
The little Duke.
50?
I was like, wow, okay.
Well, I think all this talk about Jayden running, he can protect himself more by running than standing in the pocket and getting blindsided or getting his knees blown out.
Yes.
It's all right. It just makes me nervous.
And
I just think he's got balls of stone, and what Yam said there in the chat by saying, give me the ball, let's go, etc. on the 4th downs. That is what you want to see. Someone who's supremely confident in there. Algretti, after the game, said into the local beat reporters, when you look round in the huddle and you see a guy who is just completely clear, clear-headed, confident, doesn't even think about it, just goes, what's the play? I'll get you the play out. We're ready to go. Well, you can believe in that when you've got a quarterback that's a rookie quarterback that's shifty, doesn't know, has to take timeouts, thinking, "Oh my God, what's going on here?" We had 10. We had 10 men on that field when that ball went to Terry for that.
It was 11.
Yeah,
was it 11? It looked
Troy
like
saw it was 10, but Ertz was on the line.
Was he? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I mean, even so, to have balls of stone, 3 for 3 on 4th downs. When was the last time we were 3 for 3 on 4th downs?
Dude, they didn't give a shit. They said, fuck it. I mean, we have a kicker that's splitting the uprights, and they were like, forget
well,
it.
that's another thing. And it's like, the Ertz, it was, for me last night, the whole story of the game was Jesse's in the chat saying, we've got to convert this. And it was plays that you look at and you go, yeah, these are really, really important to win this game. And every time we converted it. And he was like, hold on a minute. The fourth down to Ertz in the middle of the field. Great. Yes, Max, you pointed it out as well. He was missing a few people downfield, but he made up for that by the big bombs last night. It was a coming of age game. It really was.
He had two plays. He had 2 plays that really impressed me, and one of them. So the first one,
Tough crowd, man. The dogs are yelling at you. What do you mean only 2 plays?
No, the whole game impressed me, but the 2 plays that made me say wow. One of them I saw this morning. I watched the highlight back. The first 4th down with the McCaffrey slant. That ball wasn't to McCaffrey. Noah Brown is right there on a deep curl, and his whole point of looking at McCaffrey off was to draw that linebacker over, and then McCaffrey just stole the ball from Noah Brown.
Oh, wow.
But then the other one was also to Noah Brown, but at the goal line, it was
where he was just very close. Yeah.
It was right before a thick 6, but Jayden scrambled to the right, and in the past 2 weeks, that's when we would have seen him try and beat everyone to the corner of the end zone. But for the first time, he kept his eyes up, and he delivered a strike to the half-yard line. And then we had my favorite play of all time, the thick 6.
The thick 6, yes. His first touchdown pass
and
of
then
all time is to
Schefter went and called it a thick 6 as well. I was like, you in our chat group, Schefter? What's going on?
I will say, he asked us about something with penalties or something, and then as soon as on my screen, as soon as it ended, Troy answered the question.
Oh yeah, I got a line to Troy. I called him up and I said, "Hey, Troy, listen here, it's Big Jer. What the hell goes on if this is what's going on?" And Jerry said, "Oh shit," Troy said, "Oh shit, my old boss is paying attention." He was on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast yesterday, in case you didn't see it. But he's calling Troy and telling them to answer my questions. All right, now Jesse, you had me up get some pictures down, some stats down. So I don't have these labeled, so I'm just going to put them up, and you can call off whatever you want, and we can talk about this for a few minutes. So this one is a fucking fine though.
This was snap counts.
Oh, that's
snap counts.
That was Max.
All right, that one's Max. All right, so let's see. What is that one? All right,
true pass set grade. True pass set grade, and once again, we are 4th in the league, and like this is just hats off to the offensive line. I mean, even Wiley is playing well.
Didn't hear his name last night.
Yeah, Coleman is should probably go ahead and be entrenched as our full-time starter. I think he's played well enough. Yeah, he did give up 1 sack. But he pancaked the hell out of Trey Hendrickson.
He's got to learn on these counters where to make his block, man. He keeps running through the hole like the fullback, heading for the safety. Max, give me his snap counts.
That's what I'm looking at now.
All right, go ahead, Jesse. Sorry,
you just had him pulled up. Actually.
Lucas had 30, and Coleman had 29.
22. Yeah.
So they were dead even. And frankly, sorry to interrupt and take the thing off the pass set. That's what you're seeing is Lucas is going down and Coleman's going up. And frankly, if I hear an edge rusher's name once in a game and it's someone of that caliber, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Scott was telling us we got to watch out for him in the rev up yesterday.
The middle of the line,
he was very good.
The middle of the line is playing like freaking all pros right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Tyler Badass is fucking a badass, man.
He is.
He is, and he is definitely Pro Bowl worthy right now. Cosme is playing like his fucking ass is on fire.
He's playing like you should play when you get paid.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you
hats off to Allegretti. I think Allegretti really might be our weak link right now.
Dude, Allegretti recovered that fumble.
Playing pretty good. He's not playing that bad.
Allegretti recovered that fumble, but I'm going to go ahead and put a ding on Biotish for that play because the guy that caused the fumble, Biotish ran right past him. I'm like, he's right there.
Do you know what we said the other week, though? Like when we got out of the draft and we looked at it and we said, hey, if this draft class produces a quarterback and a left tackle, that is an absolute home run.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're looking at. Yeah. On Biotish, as you talked about him before, badass, the block for the B-Rob touchdown was just incredible to create that hole. And you thought, okay. And then B-Rob was straight up the gap, no issues at all. In you go, no worries.
How satisfying was it to see 3 plays with penalties on them inside the freaking 1 yard line, and none of them were on us? None of them were on us.
When I seen the flags go, I was like, oh no.
Hey,
it's going to move us back.
Discipline was very good yesterday in all respects of the game. Look, I'm going to call out Percy Butler, man, on special teams because there was a kickoff that they broke out.
You're on about.
He could have broken it out, and Butler stayed home and was there and just unceremoniously threw the man on the ground. It looked like it wasn't much, but if Butler isn't there, that's gone. He's gone.
I think that was the first kickoff that Revo got down there.
Oh, my word.
quick on the 20.
Revo about killed that man.
Oh man, that was great. All right, so this next set of figures, offenses series result, and look at the numbers. We are
It's nuts.
it's nuts. 70% of our plays are fucking first downs. Think about that for a second.
Look,
74%.
I'm old, obviously, because I remember this. But this is the kind of stuff we saw in '91 when Rippon was tearing up, and our offense was tearing everything up. This is what we were seeing. And even then, and I said this, Lake Lewis put up a tweet that he says, we've never seen a quarterback like this yet. And, I've been watching since the end of Sonny's career. And, no, we haven't, all right? We've seen a great quarterback in Joe Theismann. We've seen good quarterbacks in guys like Mark Rippon or Brad Johnson. But we've never seen a quarterback playing at an elite level like we are right now. And that's just it for as it is stands here in week 3 of his rookie season. Go ahead, Jesse. Sorry to cut you off.
4%. Okay, the only one better is Buffalo. Which, if you guys do not think that Josh Allen is the MVP,
Jesse,
you can.
That's 4% punts. Buffalo's 1% turnover. We have the lowest punt percentage.
No, we don't. There's a 1% down there.
Right,
for
but look at the 1%.
New
Look,
England,
I'm
I think.
colorblind. I might be wrong.
He's right. We only have 2 stats in the gray. There's 3 stats under the other ones. The red stat is turnovers. We haven't turned the ball.
Oh, is that
over,
what red? Is that what the red stat is?
Oh,
Okay.
We haven't because we haven't
don't
turned
have
the
a
ball
turnover
over.
yet.
Okay. Oh, well, then I guess I guess you're right. Yeah, okay. I see the turnovers on the bottom. That's where I got messed up. Okay.
All right.
So
well, I'll tell you what, no turnovers.
0% turnovers. Yeah, I guess shit. We're
doing all right.
damn. The only one that's close to us is San Francisco as far as the punt, and they're at 7%.
As well as Philly.
Yeah.
Is Philly there at 7%?
Philly's got 7, but they have 10% turnovers. That's why the number's so skewed.
Philly is.
I might be talking
okay,
out of my ass,
seven,
but I
yeah.
think we could play with both of those teams right now.
Right now, especially because of how hurt San Francisco is.
Sure. And I'll tell you what, no turnovers. That calls for the happy dance. So we'll turn the happy song on.
Can you throw that up real quick with the that one? I just had a thought as you're taking it down.
Well, it's the happy song.
Okay. Well, if what I
Fuck
saw
the
is right,
Bengals.
This is our victory song, Max. You got to deal with it.
okay, we have all right, we're 4th in terms.
Why
of
do I
rushing.
feel like I'm on a Zoom work call?
Oh, I thought the music would stay playing.
The hypotenuse of the bottom line. So looking at quarter four's figures here, gentlemen.
Hypotenuse of the bottom
I think the Mazdas at the bottom need to be sold more, and we're okay for Ford sales at the top there, lads.
Oh my God! The hypotenuse of the
what were you
bottom
saying?
line. So.
Remember that one?
In terms of touchdowns, we have we're number 5, and we had a game where we didn't score a touchdown.
That's true.
We also, in terms of drives that have a first down, we have the most by 4%. Like, if you don't look at this offense and see that this is revolutionary from what we've seen, what are you watching?
Not bad for a college offense.
Yeah, exactly. College offense.
Yeah, where they don't make him do much, right? All right, I think we're done with the happy song right now. All right, so let's get to some of my favorite parts of the show here, which seems to be just about all of it. So here, I gotta find my stuff here. So let's do this. Oh, I gotta turn it up. God damn it! I'm not good at running this thing. It's just not a very good interface. Foot pass, attaboy.
Sorry,
Not yet, Yam. I'll tell you what he did was he went out there and said, you still have to pay attention to Terry. You still have got to put respect on him, because if you don't, he has a quarterback now that he can throw. Terry has not been overthrown in his whole life since he's been a pro, right?
Jesse's hotboxing the stream.
I suppose. All right, so
Bet Smash.
All right, let's start down on the bottom with Max. Who's your first offensive butt pat of the day?
I'm going to say Allegretti.
Attaboy.
Wow.
Allegretti saved the game with that fumble recovery. At that point in time, we couldn't stop them. And if we had given the ball away, this would be a whole different conversation we'd be having
That's
today.
right. Good play, Allegretti. That was a nice little play. That dude is uglier than shit, but there he is. All right, so Allegretti gets Max's butt pat of the day. What do you?
Attaboy.
All right, Scott. What about you?
I'm going to go with Jeremy McNichol for the one that
I know
the
what you
one.
want.
No, you know I'm going where I'm going. With this.
They did
the
mollywop
block
that fucker.
was absolutely incredible. Yeah, fair play. You're a third string running back coming in thinking, oh shit, I'm in the middle of this game, and that block was ridiculous. So yeah, fair play to him. Well done.
That's why he's here. He's a 7-year vet, man, and you don't get to stick around as a running back in this league and at that position unless A, you can catch and move the ball quickly, or you can block, and he did. But what'd you call it, Jesse? He mollywopped him?
He mollywopped him.
Yeah, he fucking whacked him. He said,
Sit down and shut the fuck up. Shut up! Shut up! Sit the fuck down and shut up! Shut up and sit down. Will you shut up? Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
careful, we're throwing a touchdown. All right, Jesse, your first butt pat on offense.
Yeah, I'm going to give Terry his flowers. He did what every team's top wide receiver should do and get a touchdown in 100 yards, and that's exactly what he did.
All right for Terry. Well, then I'll tell you what, the low-hanging fruit is mine. I'm going with Jayden Daniels. The dude had a 91% completion percentage. Holy shit. I mean,
Record.
You didn't think he was playing a flawless football game when you were watching it. It was a little bumpy. There was plays where in the first quarter where Scott was getting on the text going, what are we doing? Oh, why would he throw the ball? Oh, right. But, and then, you'd say to yourself in your head, okay, well, we still haven't turned the ball over. And then he started turning it loose. Then he started cutting it loose. Go ahead, Max.
His incompletions were in the second and third quarter, I think.
He
One
gets
was a
that
throwaway.
One was a throwaway that he threw it near Terry's direction in the same regard of the touchdown in the fourth quarter on the opposite sideline. So it was a throwaway, yes, but he was just, honestly, I'm not going to say setting it up, but it was the same type of play where I'm going to throw it near you and see if you can get it.
Yeah.
And then the other one, same thing. He threw it near him. He overthrew him by 5 yards, but he threw it up down there for Terry to go make a play on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you saw it in the fourth quarter. From what I read today, Terry said, put it on me, man. The game on the line. And you see that video, dude, he throws that ball before he makes the first of the double moves. He throws that ball knowing that you better be down there. So I think they grew a lot there. So Jayden Daniels gets mine.
I would love to know how high that ball was at the peak. Just because, that ball was in the air for a long time.
Mm-hmm. All of his deep balls have a nice rainbow on them, don't they? They all. It's not like a moon ball or one of those freaking blimp balls, but they definitely have a high arc on them. And, man, that touchdown came right down the chimney. Right down the flicking chute.
Did you see the stats on that, though? That it was a 1 in 17,000 chance of scoring that touchdown. It could not have been more difficult place to place the ball than where he placed the ball. Ridiculous.
I tell you what,
Yam
that's why
says
the NFL is the
Trent
best.
Scott, the
He
one
should get a
play
butt
that
What if he
Trent
dropped
Scott,
it? What if he dropped it?
That dance, yeah.
Can you imagine the fan base now if he dropped that and you were like, rock and roll, it would be going crazy.
Why do we throw it to the fat guy?
Right. Jayden Daniels' first touchdown pass of his career is to a fucking lineman. That to me is funnier than shit. That's a bar bet.
It is
that will
actually.
last
That's
forever.
cool.
Real quick, here's a little trivia.
Okay.
Brett Favre, his first completion, who is it to?
Andre Coleman.
Anybody else?
No
I
idea.
don't know.
I don't give
Himself.
a fuck. Yeah, that's right. He was to himself. But his first completed pass that didn't hit the fucking ground went to our linebacker who returned it for a touchdown. Oh, by the way, I'm going to show you my new impression of Brett Favre. Are you ready?
God.
Oh no.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
You're gonna burn in
Oh,
hell.
well, I'll tell you what. I didn't know that money was supposed to go to a bunch of special kids.
I can join it too because I said today that he was known on the field for his erratic behavior, and now he's known off the field for it.
Fucking A, man. You're going to get a goddamn. Hey,
Brett, can I have your autograph?
One day, Karma's gonna bite you in the dick, John.
You know what? Fuck him. That dude stole money from special needs kids, man. Fuck him. It's
True.
Yeah, so fuck him.
I didn't steal no money from no goddamn retards. What the hell are you talking about? Now I don't get, what the fuck, karma.
All right, you know what? If Brett has any balls, he'll retire 4 times from Parkinson's disease. That would be all right. He can have a press conference.
I've decided that I've had enough of this hair disease. I'm going to retire. And just...
All right, defense. Are we doing?
We're still doing offensive. We're still doing offensive.
Good, because that was offensive as hell. That was.
It was.
I'm gonna go shake for the Vikings.
I got it. Jesus Christ. I got another butt pat for the offense. Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury gets a pat.
100% agree.
Oh, there's a lot of them give around. Austin Eckler.
There is. Unreal. I mean,
awesome.
Zach Ertz, come on.
Can we just say the whole offense?
Just the whole offense.
The whole
offensive line gets it. The whole offense. Everyone gets it.
How many? I didn't even see what the total. I didn't look at the stats today. How many total yards did we put up? Like over 400.
It was only like 378 or something like that.
362.
362.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we only had a total of 380 that we could possibly get because of the run backs. The kickoffs. There was only a total of, because we only had the ball 6 times, I think, 6 drives, because every one of our drives, we drove down the field, kept the ball. But Kevin Sheehan, I was listening to his show this morning, and he was like, "Yeah, we could have only topped out at 380 yards."
Here, look, it's Brett Favre playing for the Vikings.
God.
Oh, God dang. What you mean false start again?
What are you doing, Scotty? He's about to pop.
Scott's trying to hide.
I want no part of this funny shit.
Exactly.
You know what? You got to pick your battles, and I don't think there's anybody with Parkinson's that can beat me up. I mean, you just bob and weave a little bit.
Wow. Anyway.
All right, is there any head smacks for offense?
I think I'm going to get a few. That's for me.
For offense?
For offense, no. I don't have any head smacks for offense whatsoever.
For a false start in the fourth quarter, you can't. No.
I mean, can we say
you can't?
Just maybe for De'Ami Brown for trying to take a screen pass all the way across the field? But
he took his own head smack on that play. Dude hit him in the shoulder and spun him like 300 degrees. Woo. All right, man. Okay, now we go to the defense. All right, we'll just start with you, Jesse. You got butt pats on defense.
Shit. I'm gonna go.
I thought you'd
Frankie
be prepared.
Louvu.
All right, because
That's good.
Frankie Louvu was playing violent last night, and I like that. I love when he crashes down on a freaking running back, man, because the dude doesn't move another inch forward. He just he stops dead and goes backwards.
I got another one too, but let's see if it makes a run.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead,
Probably
Scotty.
won't.
Who you got?
I've got Javonte Jean-Baptiste for his first sack.
Yeah.
Jean-Baptiste.
The Frenchman.
That's right. Oh, I have the sack quarterback.
Scott, when he got that sack, you put something in the chat. I don't know what you said, but it was just...
I basically said that they're all garlic-eating, surrender monkey, cheese-eating, onion-wearing, baguette-toting, bike-riding, fucking white flag-waving, backwards tank-driving wankers. Yeah, we like the
how
French.
you really feel.
Hey,
Remember Agincourt. It was a great battle, and we won. Anyway...
Remember Agincourt. The last person alive that remembers Agincourt died like 600 years ago.
Correct.
Yes. Now, I would say this: when Baptiste, just to give credence to what Scotty was saying, when Jean-Baptiste got his sack dance was to go, I give up.
No, it was
You are
fine.
down, I
It was
quit.
good.
No,
He might be
was-
Canadian, actually. He might be another. He might have another square head. I don't know.
They're British citizens. Don't talk to me about that. Or they used to be, anyway. I thought that he did play a decent enough game. You know, we still just can't get it.
Sorry, you.
Yeah, 30% French. Which part? I mean, I'd point to the like.
Well, let's just take your foot off, Yam, and then we'll be okay. So you know what I mean? It's
there
all
you go.
good.
All right, so defense can't be held to account. With their best player out soon. Forbes is back.
Love you, Mike.
Oh boy.
Mike spells defense wrong, of course. There he goes. One of them
No, he
farms.
doesn't. He spends it correctly.
Yeah, that's,
No,
no, I'm
it is
sorry, but
wrong.
that defense, the way he spells, is the thing I have around my backyard. It's to keep my dog in the side of the backyard. All right, so Max, you got any butt pats on?
I've got one
Go ahead.
for Jeremy Chin on that.
You got my
two-point
other one.
conversion
Yeah.
play.
On the what play?
Yeah.
The
yeah.
2-point
That
conversion.
was good.
Was he early?
Whatever.
He made the play.
Yeah, butt pat for the referees as well.
He was there. It was. I thought it was bang bang. Close enough.
Chin actually had Chin had a good game. I know I brought this up last week, and there could have been a conversation, but I thought Chin seemed like he was playing with a little bit of violence behind him. He had a couple good stops in that
He
game
had
last night.
The third down pass in the first quarter to Gesicki when we stopped them on third down. Him and I don't remember who it was also that were out there, but they had good coverage on him. Even if he had caught the ball, I don't know if he would have landed in bounds.
Tell you what, we didn't give up much yak last night, especially after the first quarter.
Yeah.
Our guys converged quickly, and they were gang tackling well, I thought. They got themselves good and fired up. So I don't have a butt pat for anybody in particular because there really isn't anybody. But just for that in it of itself, the fact that look, you're talent deficient. We get it. But you rise up, and you were able to do things like stop them a couple of times for some punts. That's a tough offense to stop. That's a tough offense to make field goals, but you did.
Oh,
so
they didn't punt.
I thought they punted.
No one punted.
No
It
one
was,
punted.
the first, it was the first game in 80 years
40.
that didn't have a
Yeah,
punt or a turnover.
1940, wasn't it, Max? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But they did make enough to stop them when they had to make a stop. They stopped them enough for us to win.
Yeah, and that
So
I'll
hats
just give
off.
him for
And
that.
I'm going to give another little hat tip to Sandra still. Like I said, after that first play, I thought he
getting
settled
baptized.
down and played well. I don't give a shit that he's 5'9". Height. Look at fucking Daryl Green, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was one of the best corners to ever play the game. I know Scouse says, "Oh, he's too short. He's too small to play corner outside." No, he's not. He did fine.
Well, look, he's getting baptized, and
I think it was a
definitely-
necessity, though. We didn't have anyone to play outside corner, did we, really?
No,
Let's be
And
honest.
we all thought in the preseason that might be a better fit for him anyway. And the fact of the matter is, he's a rookie coming in. He's going to get picked on. He's going to get the difference. I think what we see, like you said, after last night when he got burned like that, he came right back and he's playing hard. He's still flying around to the ball. Forbes went into a shell. Forbes got shell shocked when this shit happened to him. I didn't see that with Sandstrom.
McPherson is a very, very good place kicker, and it was nice for him to give us a gift.
Yeah, it was. All right, so who do we have on defense for head smacks?
Oh, who don't we have?
John Allen is my first one.
Yeah, quit.
John
And
Allen,
by the
you
way,
got-
pick up your steps while you're getting out.
Wake the fuck up, man. Do something. Do anything. You know that meme where it's like the stick
the
figure
stick,
and he's got
right.
a stick? Is there any signs of life?
Yeah, do
That's
something.
that's where I'm at with fucking John Allen right now.
All right,
I
Scotty.
don't know
what
what
about
it
you?
is. It's quite a lot on defense. I mean, Benjamin St. Just can't turn his head around.
Yeah, Benjamin St. Just for once again not being able to turn around. All right, Max, what about you? Head smacks on defense.
I'm going to just say Deron Payne for the same reason as Jesse. I mean, you missed you had a tackle where you had the guy in your hands and just let him go.
Yeah.
Our middle of our defensive line is just getting wrecked.
Gashed.
Game in and game out, and it's getting old. And frankly, look, We're not looking ahead yet, are we? No, never mind.
No, not yet. But it's hard after a win like that to give anybody a head smack. But yeah, you're right. The defensive line, they had, at least that I can remember last night, 3 tackles for loss where a guy got away. And that's just inexcusable. So I'm just going to say the whole defensive front, man. You guys have got to play better. And we know talent deficiency means that your pass rush is not going to be good because we kind of ignored it other than to get this guy from Dallas, Dorrance, whatever his name is, who I haven't seen make a fucking play. I haven't heard his name yet. All right. What was it? Deontay Fowler. He made a play last night, and then he had a play where he grabbed a hold of a guy, tackled for loss, and he got away. So, that's the kind of stuff that's getting on my nerves. I think that the tackles for loss can get cleaned up. That can, they get a hold of them, they can start to get guys on the ground. It's just the plays where our Troy Aikman kept pointing it out last night, how much money these guys are making. He sounded like Scotty last night with a Southwestern accent about how much money they're making and what we're getting out of them for it. Scott says the same damn things, but he always prefaces it with, "What are we doing?" Which I love. All right, so Jesse, you got any more head smacks on defense? What's the point? All right, so let's get back to having some Joe Witt. He's doing the best he can with what he's got, I think.
You got to play too high when you're playing the.
Well, like Max pointed out, the only
Bengals.
two times they got beat was the 2 times they didn't play high. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, so let's get back to some happiness. That was a very nice fucking win last night. So we're gonna go.
It was.
And have some freaking.
That was for the defense.
I mean,
It's crazy how you have one queued up every episode.
Dude, and that was right on with the rhythm. That was almost right on with the beat. If I when I get this, I could take this recording and we could doctor it up real nice. So,
all right, so back to the happy stuff.
Back to the happy
stuff. So games where teams scored on every drive, excluding kneel downs. These 4 quarterbacks combined 1,094 starts. Tom Brady, Drew Brees.
Okay. Yeah, he's okay.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
And Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
Combined, they have 2.
Okay.
Jayden Daniels has 2
in
2 games.
3 games
in a row.
2 and 3 games. See, that's the thing, man. He's only going to get better.
Wow.
He still isn't seeing things that he's missing out there. He's only going to get better. And I mean, we're gushing, and there's no doubt that we are gushing. But we're all prepared for him to have that bad game and for Scott to get on the chat and say, "What are we doing? Why is he throwing it to the other team?" So we will have that. All right, so
it's shite, man.
He's just shite. Everything's shite. Although I got to tell you, Scouse, you put a hat on, you put a nice fucking hat on as a gentleman, it makes that neck roll of yours look like a scarf, and then the women go, "Hey." Anyway, all right. So Max, you wanted to look ahead to the Cardinals. By the way, the Commanders flew out there right after the game. They didn't come home this week.
Did anyone pick up on that about the bandage round Austin Eckler?
This looks like he got clocked in the ear hole. Probably
probably forced the air.
Probably.
As Yam just pointed out, it was he has a cut on his ear.
Oh,
yeah. So it's not that he has he's not bleeding
maybe
from
someone
his head.
took a shot at him, Donald Trump style.
We're not going to go in that way. No, we're not talking about that.
To Arizona, our defensive.
There we go. Be purple, everybody.
Do you take that to pickleball with you?
No. This
sure?
is specifically used for this show. This is for this show. That's all this is. You can call it whatever you want.
When he goes and plays big tennis.
I'll tell you what. When Scott's idea of a workout is to go out and look at his hedge and go, "God, this thing is old."
Oh, come on. I do actually go to the gym.
Do
you play with them big foam hands? You know what I mean?
No,
that you get.
No.
John sits in his lazy boy chair. Let's go, number one. Number one. Big old foamy hands.
No, I don't do that either. And I get up to go number one. I'm not that old.
Okay,
yet.
that's
And when
fine.
I am that old, Max is the one that's going to have to be changed. So,
Oh dear.
Hey, everybody.
Prepared for it. You have to wipe your dad's ass.
I'm well aware.
Well, he wiped yours for long enough, son.
I
So
know he
go
did.
with it.
that's right. I got to tell you, though, it gets worse as you get older. And I'm
All
going to
right,
be
before we get
kicking.
to the fantasy
I will be
updates.
kicking and crying and yelling and making it as hard as possible.
Just
Get
because
on to
I
the
won't,
Arizona game.
just because I won't be here this weekend, I just want to point out we have got to bring the toddler down.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray runs around like a toddler who should have thing in his hand that he shouldn't.
He's got your keys.
I am
He's got your
terrified
keys.
about our defensive line chasing after this kid.
Well, they shouldn't be on the field. You said the offensive line would not be. They shouldn't be chasing after
Defensive
him.
line.
That makes more sense. I was watching one of the pre-games on Sunday, and the fucking guy, Ruiz is his name, was in the freaking tunnel with the Steelers' offensive lineman, like one of their guards or whatever. And he says, Justin Herbert may not play today. Does that change any way that you're going to prepare? And he's like, no. It's like, no fucking kidding. Jesus Christ. They're never on the field at the same time.
So like when Michael Lombardi asked Bill Belichick the same question twice in a row.
Oh, well, I've told that story. We'll have to get the audio for that. But to all of you people that sit there and talk to me about experts, I don't want to hear it because these are your experts. All right, so how are we looking at the Cardinals? Jesse, what do you think of the Cardinals? I think their offense is pretty damn good.
Yeah, their offense is good. I think we're going to need another stellar performance from our offense to be able to keep up with their offense because they got a guy over there named
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Harrison Jr. That will
Maserati Marv.
he's the real deal, and I think it's going to be between him, Jayden Daniels, and Malik Neighbors are going to be fighting for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Keep throwing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough
91%. I
matchup.
think you're- Yeah,
It's going to be
I
a
think
tough
it should.
matchup.
They've got a great running
Yeah.
back too. So and Max is right. You got to put the Tyler down. You got to give him.
You got to put him down for his nap.
That's right. He's got to go down for a nap, for sure. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, this is the time where we have to see these defensive tackles come to fruition. Now there has to be a better a rotation, and the edge rushers have got to get home because, as you've all said, we've got to make sure that we limit Kyler Murray in what he's trying to do. He is tiny. We've seen him in real life. He is very small, but he is very good. Actually, he's had a very good season so far. He's been one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. So
You're saying that Jerry
I'm
Jones
expecting-
probably would have never considered drafting him.
Probably not. Well, I don't know. It depends on the. I'm not sure what the sizes are. I mean, I'm not out there with a ruler, John, so I've got no idea.
Yeah, well, maybe Scouse will tell us.
Well,
All right,
yeah,
so
maybe.
Max, what do you think of this game?
Yeah, I'm worried.
Tough.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I thought highly of the Cardinals going into the season, and record-wise, they haven't proven it right. But frankly, in terms of their play on the field, the Cardinals are one of the better teams, and it's.
I think they're up and down, but yeah, it depends on whether you can get a hold of Kyler Murray. And I'm
I'm with John. They're up and down. You know, I think they can be had, but that offense just doesn't play, suit well with our defense.
the same now can be
Kyler
said
can
for
get-
our offense. Our offense has not been stopped in 2 weeks.
That's true.
And I mean, I will say that the Cardinals' run defense was very bad against Detroit, and that could be an area for us to hit, especially if we can get a miraculous recovery from Eckler. If McNichols can put up any type of numbers. I mean, look, Montgomery went for over 100 and Gibbs went for 83 against him last week. So they had 39 carries between the two of them. Like, that's how you keep a good offense off the field.
That's
How
I mean,
it runs.
you also got to
Kingsbury
factor that
revenge game.
Jared Goff is not Jayden Daniels in terms of running, so we've got a third back there that can really cause some damage. And you're right, Cliff Kingsbury's probably got some things to say once he gets down there. So I mean, in terms of being worried, we're still a growing team, and we've got a defense that's porous. I'm always going to be worried whether we're going to win or lose, but my expectations are not high for the season. We all said this is about watching Jayden develop, and damned if we're not watching that. And I'm going to say this as we Jesse, where's our closeout music here since we're getting ready?
I wanted to go through the fantasy stuff real quick.
Okay, well, before we go through the fantasy stuff, let me just say, this was all about growing our quarterback. We see that that's happening well.
Very true.
I've said it before. Good quarterback play is the rising tide that raises all the boats. Great quarterback play, and anything is possible. Anything is possible with great quarterback play, and you see that right there. So right now, that's what we're getting. It would be silly to expect that that's what we're going to get for the entire season, but that's what we're getting right now. So go ahead.
Can I just, before we do Yanks versus Wanks, can I just give another butt pat, please, to Austin Cyborg, as I'm going to call him. The Terminator himself. It was great. Again, we've got a kicker as well, which is brilliant.
We do.
Imagine that. A quarterback, a kicker, and a left tackle. That would be all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be awesome, especially since the kicker was like an afterthought after an afterthought over the burp that we had of the afterthought. I just want to point out that Scott has gotten himself to the point where he's taken to calling this league the Yanks versus Wanks. So I like that. We have gotten it ingrained in at least one of them. I want to hear that Liverpudlian Yanks versus Wanks. You know, I'm shite in that league. Yes. All right. So Jesse, give us a Yanks versus Wanks update.
Scouse is shite. I'm sorry.
We knew that,
but I had to beat the ever living crap out of the First Ring podcast. Hemingway's Proud Parents is 3-0. Of a score of 135 to 74.
Whew, that's a mashing.
Scott, a man that doesn't play fantasy, really studied for this one. He kicked Max's ass. It was 117 to 91.
You know, DK Metcalf.
Yeah. Game.
That's the man.
And
if you'd have had one more touchdown though from Jamar Chase,
the damn
that
Lions.
was looking close.
The Lions, the entire season they've been all about, Jameson Williams. I finally bit the bullet and started him. Nothing. One catch.
Jameson Williams hurt me in my dynasty league. Yam with the big win over
Yam's
John.
got the big backs. He's got Saquon Barkley and he's got what's his name, Cook. Up in Buffalo.
I tell you what, there was some shit quarterback play in y'all's game. Anthony Richardson scored 5 points, and Baker Mayfield scored 8 points. John, I got you. I'm playing you next week or this upcoming week.
Well, it's about time to knock you off your pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Toothpick?
Mark. Mark. This was a close one. Mark 115 over Tony, the Irish Commanders 102, and Joseph, no ama, no cry, 127. Scouse 88.
Scouse or what's his new name?
He's
now?
He's on
Tricked by the Cade.
Tricked by the Cade. That's it. What is Joseph on 3? Is he 3-0 as well?
Joseph
is 3-0 as well.
I think I've got him this week.
Scouts had Rasheed Rice on the bench.
Who Scouts had who on the bench?
Scouts had Rasheed Rice.
I can't say anything.
Upcoming games. Go ahead, John.
I've had a thing where, for one, my quarterbacks have all gotten hurt, and for two, I put the wrong guy out there all the time. It's like this guy is not going to do much against this team. They don't have anything going on, and all of a sudden he busts loose for 180 yards, and the guy that I think would bust loose doesn't do jack shit. So yeah,
I had Goddard on the bench, and he scored 30 points, and Andrews, who I started,
I don't want to
scored
fucking hear it.
0. And you dropped Goddard.
Look, I tell you what, if you haven't noticed yet in the Yanks versus Wanks League, I look at the draft as just my first iteration of the roster. I start going on the waiver wire almost immediately. I start looking at how I can move this, how I can change that. And I looked at Hunter Henry, #1 targeted fucking tight end in the goddamn league. Okay, I'll pick him up. New England is bad, but they're not terrible, and that's the only offense they've got is this guy. Goddard had been somewhat disappointing so far. I dropped him. I put Henry in. Henry got me 2 fucking catches, and Goddard goes off. Jesus Christ.
Sometimes you got to let it ride, my man.
So what I need to do...
We got...
Go ahead.
Me versus John.
Yeah.
Mark versus Yam. Max is going against Toothpick. That's the matchup of the week. Scott and Joseph, battle of undefeated. And then Tony and Scouse.
So how many actual Yank versus Wank games do we have? I heard one. The Yams game?
Let's see. Yeah. Yam. No.
No?
Yeah. Yep. Yam versus Mark is
All
the
right, so
only
there you
out
go.
of division game.
There you go, Yam. Our national pride is resting on you, sir. So shape up. Actually, I shouldn't say anything. He just beat me this week, and he's got the best 2 running backs in the league, man. He's doing well. So we're going to say this. And we are going to probably see you guys on Friday. I'll be here Friday for that. But Saturday, we're going to have to talk about what time we're going to have to do it because I got to make an airport run on Saturday afternoon. So we'll talk about what we do Saturday after. Yeah, we'll work it out for our picks.
I'll be back for post-game Sunday.
Good for you. I tell you what, I cannot wait for some normalcy in my Sundays. I want my football at 1 o'clock on Sunday. I don't like this Monday Night Football bullshit.
It's at
What
4
time
o'clock.
is it 4?
The 4:05 kick.
9:05 for me.
Means Scott's got to wait about 3.5 hours before he starts going, what are we doing?
I want to. When's Jesse going to complain about the screens?
Thursday. All right, so anyway, we will see, we will see everybody Friday at 5:30 when we're going to go ahead and break down the Cardinals game in our own inimitable style. Until then, this is the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. Hey, man, give us a thumbs up, give us a good review, go over here and see us on YouTube, and tell your parents.